today I am swapping out my vacuum advance. So I found an NOS vacuum advance on eBay for relatively cheap. So yeah, here we go. So if you look, see if I can get my visibility down here. There we go. So to take it off, all I did was undo the screw here, and then down in here, there's this little tiny tab right here. Sometimes it has a little retainer washer on it, and you just pop that off and you just slide the arm through. So it would look something like this. And it's in place. You know your vacuum advance is bad when this baffle inside doesn't create any sort of suction. So you can test it by just putting your mouth on this end and sucking in and blowing out, and it should pull this thing back and forth. So when the vacuum sucks this way, it pulls this. It has enough pressure to pull this, and it advances your timing. When that baffle inside is bad, you don't get that advancement. I'll be showing some of the examples on this, which is the IAP 4103A-1 distributor. This is for 49s and 50s, and there's also a few other distributors for those years, or at least for the 49, but this is the one for the 50. The one that's in the car is actually the one from 51, which is IAT 4010, and it's essentially the same. They're swappable from car to car, or truck to truck, or whatever, but all the internal parts are not the same. So they run a different cap, different rotor, pretty much different everything internally, different vacuum advance. But I will show you here. So to remove the vacuum advance, I've already done that. I'm just kind of working in reverse here. But to remove the vacuum advance, it's just these two screws here. These two screws and this little arm. And as you can see, for the 50, well, for the 49 and 50 anyway, the vacuum advance has this 90-degree arm, where for the 51 that I have in the car, we're going to be replacing it with one with the straight arm. So they are swappable as far as the bodies. It will just bolt right back on, but they do not attach in the same spot. So you can see that doesn't quite fit in there right. But it will bolt on. The body size and everything's the same. So when you're buying one for replacement, just make sure that you're getting one according to the distributor tag and not according to the year of the car you have. Most people, want to say 49 to 52, everything is essentially the same, and just assume that what's in your car is stock because it was in there when you bought it. Well, that's not the case. This was in one of my 50s, and the 51 distributor was in another one of my 50s. And I bought parts for it, assuming that everything was interchangeable for those years, but sometimes you learn the hard way. Try to help you out there. So these usually don't come with all the extra insides like this. You have all these spacers and your spring. So I'm just going to go ahead and reuse these all in the same order as the old one that I just took out. And I'll adjust as I need it. You know, if it's not performing right, I can always pull out some of those spacers, but for now, I'm going to assume that it's going to require the same amount. Alright, so putting this in, it just slides through the little slot there. And this pops on that little bar. If you have a 49 or a 50, you probably already know you don't have a whole lot of headroom with this, the way this hood lifts open. So it's kind of a tight squeeze with not a whole lot of headroom, and you have the oil filler neck here in the way. So it might take a little bit of fidgeting and finessing to reach the screws to get them in there finger tight. Alright, so those are finger tight. Get another screwdriver. Now you have this little retainer here that should snap right over that pin that holds it in there. Just use a screwdriver to press it down, not too hard. Reattach my distributor cap. it's all back in place. So now I'm going to build a vacuum line and have it go up around here and then plug into my carburetor here. I don't have the Carter carburetor anymore, but it'll be a similar process. Made a 3/16 double flare with the NPT fitting, and that is going to fit right in there. And then you're going to take this line and you're going to bend it however you want to bend it over your block or around or whatever, and put another one of these on the other end and plug it into your Carter. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm just going to take the length and then just snip it off, because I don't have this fitting on the Weber 3236 carburetor that I have. It's just going to take a small length of vacuum line that I'll use to connect to the cutoff end of this and then onto the carburetor. Alright, so there it is. Got the vacuum line hooked up to the vacuum advance. Get down there, kind of see that. So there it is, hooked up there. And I made some bends. Anyway, then, you know, it comes up here. This one connects into my Weber 3236 vacuum advance. I thought that I had a smaller piece of vacuum line swimming around here, but this is what I found. So this will just give you an idea of how it's going to connect, what you need to do. There. I know we'll get some smaller vacuum line today, but that's it.